very short introduction of you as per our knowledge. We request you to that what you have the understanding of the SDGs goals. Over to you, Suhail sir, and a warm welcome.
Thank you, Javed Saab and Mohammad Ali Jinnah Saab for putting in such nice words. I am so humbled by all these words. I am not really capable of all this. I have people sitting here who are much more senior to me and we had been working together. So, with all that respect and understanding, I would like to take up this discussion. So, Javed, what do you want to ask first of all?
Sir, what you have the understanding of the SDG goals?
Right. We understand sustainable development goals as something which is to keep the whole environment internationally at a sustainable pace. We do not want poverty. We do not want, environmental declining and all that. And all the discussions people have been conducting today is basically towards that. So everything is being contributing towards that. But I have a very specific point here. When we talk about sustainable development goals, we are probably following an international, mechanism which we can I share my screen?
Please, sir, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes, we can hear.
You are audible to us.
Okay. So I hope right. I don't know if I could share it or not.
Yeah, it's visible now.
Okay.
Make it a slideshow.
Exactly. I don't see what you see, but can you see the whole screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
SDGs, what are?
Fine. So, as you all understand, these are the sustainable goals and they are applicable to the whole world, right? Every world in the every country in this world will benefit from them. Naturally, some of them would not have use of many things because they already have controlled that. But the poor countries like us, third world countries, we need to work almost on every one of these sustainable development goals, and that's why they become very important to us. But I have to highlight something more important, and that is how do we connect them to our national goals, national strategies. For that, we have to talk about the vision and mission of and the strategy of our own country. And that's when we will be able to connect the goals at national level and those at the sustainable development level. There is a big gap in it, and I would like to highlight that. So that is my understanding about the SDGs.
Sir, what is the vision and the mission statement if some corporation or if some country wants to jump into the SDG goals and want to drive it further?
Of course, you see, after you have, we all agree on these SDGs, we have to look at what the vision and mission of the country is, as I was just mentioning. Now, problem is we all are educated people. We do all understand the strategic management, the vision, mission, and creation. We teach it to everyone, but ironically, we do not apply it at national level. There are many people sitting up there planning for things, but at the same time, are they really creating a proper vision statement for the country? I will show you at the end of this session what the vision of this country right now is and where should I be looking for aligning that goal with these goals. There is no space. So wherever there is more pressure, they will make space for that. So SDGs came with a big campaign, although all of these goals are very good and they're very applicable, but without properly looking at what is in the benefit of the nation or is aligned to the national strategy, they have been accommodated. CPEC has been accommodated, but a lot of many things which should have been, they have not been. Why? Because there is no vision absolutely, but I will talk about it later. As far as the vision is concerned, you see, some people place the vision at a higher tier than mission. But generally, for large organizations like countries, we have the mission statement first. we have a country, why we created it, what is the purpose of it. So that is basically the mission, and our vision would be subordinated to that mission. That is all agreed. But the question is the mission of our country very clear to us? We are celebrating 14th August, Pakistan Day today, and this is really important to understand. Are we really having a proper vision, a proper mission? And I'll show you that we don't. So general hierarchy to go to strategy level. Why I'm talking about strategy? Because I want to talk about how to connect these goals, the national goals, with the SDGs. So then I also want to talk about the organizational project management, how the change in an organization, and for that matter in a country, can be brought in, and that organizational change happens between the strategy and the action plan, as you can see on the slide, between the action and the between the strategy and the action plan. So
Sir, please share your point of view on the OPM.
OPM, yes, exactly. I was leading to that, and this is really what I wanted to be saying. Organizational project management has standards now. Internationally, there are many bodies, especially we have PMI. PMI has come up with a number of standards, and they are being taken up by all international and government bodies, and they are being adopted. They have got a standard for project management, program management, portfolio management, and organizational project management, how all these change-related initiatives should take on. So before I can take on those initiatives, everything out of these project programs and portfolios, and even the operations and the functions of an organization or a country have to be governed by and aligned by the strategy. What is the strategy? That is my problem. Where is the strategy? Because strategy cannot be there if there is no vision, mission. So if there is no vision, mission properly connected, and I just want to show you what happened to the vision, right? So generally, if you want to have a view how the organizational project management looks like, if an organization has a strategy, that strategy would be accomplished through the use of portfolios, programs, and projects, and nowhere else. So this is the whole mechanism how this can happen, and this is how the subordination levels are. But let's talk about the country now. So in our country, what is our national strategy? This all depends upon what is your vision and mission. I am just quoting you the vision what we have in 2030, 2007. We used to have a vision 2030, and now accidentally we have a vision 2025. When we are in 2018 and 2020, we are now talking about 2025. And years ago, about 20 years back, there used to be a vision 2050. What are we talking about? Are we going back? We started with 2050. We talked about 2030, and now we are talking about 2025. And we are so confused that in the same document in which Vision 2025 is given, it clearly says that we would be doing something in 2047. My question is, why 2047? I know the answer. I know they want to celebrate 100 years of Pakistan Day, but what have you accomplished really? Have you ever had a single vision or a single mission? With every government, 20 times in a time of a government, we change everything. How can you say that SDGs are being aligned? Now, with this level of incompetence, what happened is that whatever comes with force, SDG, a very wonderful initiative, came with a very organized thing, and everything was so well ordered, they adopted it, right? CPEC came with all the pros and cons, and it was so coming into force, so they adopted it. But once I look at it, look at the planning commission side, I don't see nothing else. On the top, it says CPEC, and number 2 is SDG, nothing else, because they do not have their own vision. They do not have their own strategy. Just read down the Vision 2025. I have taken some excerpts from there. So it says Pakistani dream. What is the Pakistani dream? What are we talking about? What Pakistani dream are we talking about? It used to be American dream kind of a thing we have heard of. What is the Pakistani dream? Who has ever taught you? Who's ever told you what is a Pakistani dream? If at all you are referring to Ittihad Iman Yaqeen Mokam, where is it? If you are talking about Pakistan ka matlab kya, la ilaha illallah, where is it? And what we are talking about, prosperous, equitable, tolerant, and dynamic society. What are we talking? So that is my problem. Our national vision, our national goals, national objectives, they do not exist whatsoever. And now we are totally confused with the different initiatives coming into the country, and we are just adopting them. They are not wrong. The initiatives are not wrong. SDG is very good, and actually, I have been listening to various initiatives and the benefits coming out of it. The benefits would be there, but the only problem is, are these benefits actually contributing to the national strategy? This is my question. I'm leaving it open to the public to deliberate about. So that was basically my point of view.
So I have one question, right? So I have one question which is not related to SDGs. I'd just like to know what the future you see for Pakistan for coming 10, 20 years.
Sir,
And be optimistic.
yes.
And be optimistic.
That is exactly the point. When we talk about vision, it cannot be for 2 years or 5 years or 8 years. So this time they have shown a vision of about 7 years. What nonsense! A short-term plan is about 5 years. Are we talking about very mini plans, something like that? Your vision should be like 2050, like 2100, something like that. Where the country would be, that is the question. Not planning according to the SDGs. Planning, when you have to aim high to touch the sky. If you are aiming so low as the basic sustenance level, this country will never ever rise. That is my point. So it should at least be 2050 at this point in time. And we should have a plan for this long-term thing, and then we should break it down into 5-year plans, and then we should break it down into 1-year plans, which is a short-term plan, and then we should accomplish it also. Not that we just break them down and do nothing every year. The same country used to have a beautiful mechanism of these 5-year plans, and people copied us. And now, at this point in time, I don't really understand what Planning Commission is trying to do. And I'm not criticizing any one government. None of the governments for the last 20 years have shown any competence at all in strategy and national development. I don't think so. No, sir.
I agree with you because, for past 30, 40 years, we lost the patience. We don't have a patience for anything. I mean, not forget about the company, like country policy, our own policies. We don't have passion. So anyway, sir, it's I have to end you here. But, we had a wonderful session, and I will request you again, sometime we'll invite you again, and we have some detailed discussion, and then we'll open the question answer session for people also. So, Jafi Saab, over to you, please.
अच्छा जी, मैंने ऑफलाइन सुहेल साहब की बात सुनी है। मेरा खाना खा रहा था, खाना नहीं खाया था, लेकिन सुन रहा था बात में। अच्छा नहीं, मैं तो यकीन कर ले, मैं तो अगले 50 घंटे नहीं बैठ रहूंगा। मैं ऊपर बता रहा हूँ सबको ना। मैंने तो कह दिया भाई, मैं ही सोफा साहब में जाकर थोड़ा सो के खाना फिर आके बैठ जाता हूँ। अच्छा, ये गुजारिश ये है, SDGs के ऊपर आपने बात की है। मैं सिर्फ इतना आपसे गुजारिश करना चाहूंगा कि SDGs एक कमिटेड एजेंडा है, कमिटेड। हम इसको डिनाई नहीं कर सकते। अगर हम डिनाई करेंगे तो लगता है हम सूरज को या चांद को डिनाई कर रहे हैं। जरा ये फेनिटी खत्म कर देंगे, जरा ये फेनिटी खत्म कर दें। अच्छा, इसमें सुहेल साहब गुजारिश ये है, माशाल्लाह आपका अपना प्रोफाइल है, बहुत अमेजिंग जॉब कर रहे हैं आपके। ये SDG एकेडमी क्यों बनाई गई? ये 3 साल पहले बनाई थी, आज नहीं बना ली, 3 साल पहले बनाई थी। अभी जब किसी को पता नहीं था SDG का, तो हमने, इट इज अ प्राइवेट लिमिटेड कंपनी। ये बड़ी जरूरी बात है आप सबको समझाना। SDG एकेडमी ऑफ पाकिस्तान इज अ प्राइवेट लिमिटेड कंपनी। और जिना साहब हमारे पूरे सिंध के कोऑर्डिनेटर भी हैं, हमारे पार्टनर भी हैं पूरे सिंध के, यानी जितनी भी एकेडमीज खुलेंगी सिंध के अंदर उसको यही लेके चलेंगे। पहली बात तो क्लियर होगी, ठीक है जी। आज तो मैं सोच रहा था कि जिना साहब प्रगति देखते हुए रोहित साहब इनके हवाले कर दूं, फ्रेंडली बता रहा हूँ आपको मैं, अभी पता नहीं मेरी ये एक्चुअली इनकी बैंड में खत्म हो चुकी है। अब ये दोस्त भी है 20 साल पुराने, अब दोस्त से बिजनेस करना बड़ा मुश्किल काम है, लेकिन इनकी मेहरबानी है, मेरी बात सुन लेते हैं। अच्छा देखिए, अच्छी बात ये है जो सब लोग सुन रहे हैं, जब मैं जॉब में था ना तो मेरे बहुत लोग होते थे, लेकिन जब भी मेरी प्रायोरिटी जिला साहब भी होते थे, रात को लोगों छुप छुपा के हम जाके ताई रोड पे नारी खाते थे होटल के अंदर। और ये ना जो आज जो रात को हम करेंगे ना 10 से 12, स्वयं तुमने उसमें जरूर होना है 10 से 12 के अंदर ना, उस दिन हम बात पे क्या करेंगे, हम क्या ख्वाब देखते थे। मैं जिला साहब को जब कहता था बावकार पाकिस्तान, मतलब यार जिला साहब बहुत जरूरी हो गए दुनिया के अंदर, बावकार पाकिस्तान बनाते हैं, तो आज 10 से 12 तक है ही बावकार पाकिस्तान। अच्छा तो गुजारिश ये है, मुझे पता है ये मेरी टीम देगी मुझे अगले सेशन का, तो गुजारिश ये है कि आपने जो बात फरमाई है बिल्कुल सही है, एसडीजीज को फोकस करते हैं। एक चीज सिस्टमेटिक चीज है ना, अब जो लोग मौजूद हैं वो जिना साहब से ऑलरेडी काम कर रहे हैं, उसमें क्या होगा, हम एक तो काम करें कटिंग एज टेक्नोलॉजीज के ऊपर, जिसमें ब्लॉक चेन है, आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस है, आईओटी है, इंडस्ट्रियल रेवोल्यूशन 4.0 है। अभी 5:30 बजे हमारी कॉन्फ्रेंस है इंडस्ट्रियल रेवोल्यूशन 4.0 के ऊपर, इट्स गेम चेंजर। उसमें सियालकोट से मुझे फोन आ रहे थे कि हम शामिल होना चाहते हैं, तो गुजारिश कहने की यह है, इट्स अ वेरी बिग कैनवस। मुझे लोग कहते हैं कि तुमने ये सारा कैनवस लेके चलोगे कैसे, मैंने कब कहा मैं लेके चलूंगा, ये सारे बैठे ये लेके चलेंगे, लेकिन मैं कुछ भी नहीं कर रहा, यकीन कर, मैं सिर्फ इनको एनेबलिंग एनवायरनमेंट दे रहा हूँ, इनको सपोर्ट दे रहा हूँ। आज सुबह की बात है, कोई किसी पैनल में थोड़ी बात कोई बहस शुरू हो गई, मैं कह रहा होल्ड ऑन, गलतियां सारी मेरी, अगर कोई हुई है तो गलती सारी मेरी, ठीक है जी, मैं हैंडल कर लेता हूँ। कहने का मतलब ये है कि बड़े हंसते बोलते मुस्कुराते ग्रेटर इंटरेस्ट रखते हुए मुल्क का, ग्रेटर लार्जर इंटरेस्ट में बात करते हुए, देखिए हमको गवर्नमेंट तो है नहीं, लड़ी वेरी फ्रैंक विद यू, कि जी हमें यस, अभी मैं अगर इससे पहले देख रहे थे आप, उसमें डीजी साहब बैठे थे एजी के गवर्नमेंट के, हमको मैं क्या कह रहा था, मैं कहा भाई वी शुड बी वेरी क्लियर अबाउट इट, कि हमें प्रॉब्लम का हिस्सा नहीं बनना चाहिए, हमें सोल्यूशन का हिस्सा बनना चाहिए। तो मैंने उनको रिक्वेस्ट की है और आई एम वेरी थैंकफुल टू हिम, उन्होंने कहा ठीक है, हम अभी 5 सितंबर को बंजोसा पहुंचेंगे। मैंने कहा सारे उसकी, मुझे पता है सदफ जब आती है ना पैनल पे, इसका मतलब होता है आप अपनी तकलीफ बंद करें। सदफ ओवर टू यू, थैंक यू।